Hey there, this is Pastor Jim Reynen from Mount of Olives Church. It may not surprise you to know that when I was a kid growing up, I got into a little bit of trouble. The punishment I often received from my parents was being sent to my room or being grounded. Well, you've all heard the phrase, "This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you." Well, that was definitely true in my parents' case. You see, in my room was my drum set. And the motto back in the 80s was, "Bigger is better." And that was true of our hair, that was true of our attitudes, and that was definitely true of my big rock and roll drum set. I had two big bass drums. I had more toms and cymbals than I knew what to do with. And so being sent to my room really wasn't a punishment to me, but rather for my parents. Because the longer I was grounded, the longer and the louder the drum solos became. Well, when I think back at being grounded as a kid, it certainly reminds me of where we are today with this crazy COVID-19 coronavirus, as we are all being grounded, so to speak, in our homes. But we can either make the best of it, or we can bang on our drums all day. And I want to encourage you to make the best out of it. Today is Sunday. This morning, many of you tuned in to our live stream church services at Mount of Olives Church. And perhaps you sat in your pajamas and you watched the worship service. Well, I want to encourage you to continue looking for opportunities as a family to grow in your faith. Certainly there are a lot of other church services being live streamed. Certainly there are a lot of podcasts. There are a lot of tremendous resources online. And so instead of just sitting around catching up on Netflix, I want to encourage you to look for opportunities to grow in your faith, to read the Bible together, to pray together. I also want to encourage you to really look at the importance of family. Not only to gather together under the roof, but to look at each other, to talk to each other, to interact with each other, to put the screens away, to pull out a board game, to just enjoy time with your family. One of the things that my family and I have enjoyed is getting outdoors and walking around the neighborhoods, to take our dogs for a walk. It's amazing how many people are back on the streets. As long as we keep our appropriate social distance, there's no reason why we can't be outdoors enjoying God's wonderful creation and doing it as a family. We can look at this time of being grounded as a punishment, and we can play our drums and annoy our neighbors, or we can simply look at this as a great opportunity to gather together, to seek the Lord as a family. That's my encouragement to you. God bless.